Hey, welcome back to Carl Prusa MMA. It's Carl Prusa with Mr. Chase Sherman. Chase doing battle 2 days from now. Gamebred Bareknuckle here in Mississippi. What is the mindset like going into your fight right now?
Man, first of all, it's just good to be, back home, born and raised down here on the coast. It means a lot, man, because we ain't this 90-mile strip of coastline tends to be forgotten by the rest of the world. You know what I mean? We ain't never had a lot here in Mississippi. You know what I mean? And we ain't got no pro teams. We ain't got, the beautiful water like Florida's got. We ain't got this and that. But what we do got is bare knuckle fighting. And the history of this sport began right here on this coast, man. And I think that's important. I think it needs to be harped on, and I think that it needs to be re-ingrained back into this culture and something that this state can be proud of and hang their hat on and be known for. And the future of the sport can be built upon, our backs. And so it means a lot to come back home and fight in front of my people, especially bare knuckle. I brought the world title back to the coast for the first time in, I don't know, it was 140-something years. And then when I went back to the UFC, Alan Belcher went and won the world title as well. So you have some of the best fighters to ever have to take the gloves off right here. And I plan on showing that and reminding the world of that Friday night.
There are a lot of Mississippi guys on this card. Obviously you, Alan Belcher, Jason Knight, Brandon Davis, Tyler Hill. We go on and on about it. Is that a way for you to seek motivation, by being in the back, watching them win? Is that going to give you some extra motivation to do your best in the fight?
I mean, absolutely, man. This is an individual sport, but going into this with all these guys that I came up with and started my career with and I've shed blood with and sweat and tears and fucking everything, man. It's different. It's something special. And like I said, we bear that load of letting the world know that, hey, the best bare knuckle fighters in the world come from here. You know what I mean? That's the only way we ever knew how to make a fucking dollar is with our bare hands when you're from Mississippi. So, yeah, man, it's something special. And I told the guys in a group chat, I was like, we ain't fucking losing. Nah, we on undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Like, just get in your head now, because this is our house, and we're gonna let them know.
During your time in the UFC, you've been proclaimed as one of the toughest guys in that division. What led you from maybe making the switch to traditional mixed martial arts and trying out this Gamebred bare-knuckle MMA action?
Well, one, I really feel that bare-knuckle fighting it meshes well with my style. I tend to be an aggressive counter striker that proceeds with volume, and so without having the gloves on, I can typically pick up the volume a little bit more and not have to worry about the power shots, because you know what I mean, everything hurts when you get hit with no gloves on. And so it just I don't know, man, it just meshed well for what I was doing, at least when I found out, when I started doing the BKFCs, boxing and all that. I had 3 fights with those guys, and 2 of those were title fights. So it was doing it without gloves on, man, is just something that's kind of, I enjoy it, because you really know whenever you make contact with somebody. A lot of times you have your adrenaline pumping and all these things going, and when you put the gloves on in MMA or in boxing, sometimes you don't know if you make solid contact, you know what I mean? Because your adrenaline's going so much, your arms kind of feel like noodles. You don't know if you hit them, make good contact, they got a poker face on, whatever the case may be. And But with bare knuckle, like once you find your true range and you start making contact, you really know whenever, you know what I mean, you're hitting somebody. You can feel it, and you know how hard it was. It don't matter if they're putting a fucking poker face on or not. Like, you know, and I know, and the crowd knows, you know, what's happening, because it's just that raw on raw, like meat just clashing together. So that's kind of like what I enjoy about it as well. So
In a perfect world, what goes down Friday night?
I've been replaying this fight over and over in my head, and I don't know, man. I mean, in a perfect world, I go out there and get unscathed and finish him in the first round in the highlight fashion. But also, that's, you know, that's in my perfect world. The fans, the promotion, and everybody else, you know, I imagine would want to see a fucking war. And I try, you know, people say all the time, like, you know, you make fights more difficult than they have to be. But I feel like the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And fuck, I make everything in my life more difficult than it has to be. But that's what kind of puts that fire under your ass, you know what I mean? Is, all right, now I'm in a dogfight. Let's see who's going to fucking claw their way out of this pit, you know?
That's the Vanilla Gorilla. I'm Carlo Prusa. Stick around.